Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about my 2020 goals, okay? Some say resolutions, but these aren't resolutions because I'm not trying to resolute anything. I am setting goals that I do every year and new intentions that I have every year to make this year as successful as it can be. Okay, so let's talk about what we plan to do for this year. This year, my theme is maxing out opportunity. That is the theme of the year. I am trying to max out my potential. I'm trying to max out my money. I am trying to max out opportunities. I am just trying to max out being the best me that I can be, I think. Hold up. I'm not even sure if I'm fully committed to that last part. But the other things, money, opportunities, potential, I am totally committed to. So let's talk about what I plan on doing. Of course, my favorite area to set goals for is my finances. It's my money. It's the easiest thing that I have going for me. And I like easy, okay? So what I plan on doing is maxing out my 401k to the tune of $19,500, okay? My plan and strategy for this is simple payroll deduction. And so this means that $750 will be taken out per pay period to meet that goal. Now, I just called my, what is it called? The 401k people, the finance people, those people. I called them last week to let them know what I wanted my new adjustment to be. So I'm not sure which paycheck that will hit because sometimes they say it takes a few weeks for it to actually go through. But when it goes through, we'll be fine. And I just may be short at the end of the year, maybe 100, somewhere around there. And if that's the case, I will make that adjustment when we get there. The next thing I plan on doing is maxing out my Roth IRA to the tune of $6,000. And so what this means and what you may have noticed is that on my month-to-month pay budgets, I'm actually setting aside an extra $500 for that Roth IRA, which I will do at the end of the year. But the money will already be sitting there in my savings account in the meantime until we make that move. I also plan on maxing out my health savings account. To max this out is $3,550 a year, y'all. I did not properly plan for this because a lot of times you have to set up your contributions and what you're going to do with your health benefits during the payroll enrollment period, which for me was somewhere around December 15th, right? I did not think this out all the way through because I don't know, maybe in December 15th, I did not know that I wanted to max out my health savings account. So what I am doing is sending $2,000 for the year to my health savings account, and my employer actually does $1,000 a year. Now the thing about it is what you contribute and what your employer contributes would have to equal up $3,550, and I wasn't sure how much my employer contributed, so that's why I went with $2,000. And then I find out that I'm $550 short of maxing that out. But oh well, my heart was in the right place, and you know what? This is the first year that I'm ever maxing out or coming close to maxing out any of these things, so I'm happy. But we already know that we're not going to maximize that right there. And so what's happening right now is $77 per pay period is coming out of my check to fund my portion of that. My next goal is to save an additional $10,000. Why? Because money makes me feel safe. Yeah. And one of my eyelashes is like doing something. Well, money makes me feel safe. It's a security blanket for me. I have over 6 months of expenses saved up. And while that is good, I want more. Also, I used $6,000 of my savings account to fund my 2019 Roth IRA. Okay, don't ask me any questions. I didn't actually do it yet, but I actually set up the steps to do it. And I have till April 15th, more or less, to get it done for 2019, okay? And when I get it done, I'll make a video about it. And I'll let y'all know everything I learned and know and found out along the way. But one thing I can tell you right now is a Roth IRA is not just walking into the bank and saying do it and then walking out and it's done, because I tried that. Nope. It's paperwork. It's this. It's that. Yeah. So, to do the 10,000 extra this year that I want to save, in addition to the 6,000 that I'm setting aside for my Roth IRA for 2020, I will be putting aside $1,000 a month. Now that's going to equal more than 10,000. But the reason why I'm setting aside the goal of $1,000 a month is in case I fall short anywhere, or in case something happens and I want to replenish that. Because at the close of 2020, I want my savings account to be up an additional $10,000 regardless. Hopefully. Inshallah. Ashallah. Okay. In the next section, we're going to talk about some of my more fun goals, okay? So one of the goals that I have is to visit at least one new state. See, here's the thing. I travel a lot, but in the United States of America, it is super easy for me to just to go back to the rivers and the streams and the waterfalls that I am used to. I love places like Vegas, Miami, of course, you know, my man lived there. And, you know, your California, your New York, you know, my run-of-the-mill places that I go to year after year after year, several times a year. So it's always a stretch for me to actually find a place on the map. I mean, there's a lot of them. I have lists that of a place where I've never been. I've never been to Tennessee. I've never been to Kentucky. I've never been to Alabama. I've never been to Maine and Vermont and Idaho. I've never been to Idaho or Montana. So there's a lot of places in the United States where I've never been. So in 2020, I need to try to get my butt to at least one of them. But I am going to a new city, which I've never been, Asheville, North Carolina. That counts, right? No? Okay, I'll keep stretching. And then again, as always, I always want to visit at least one new country. Guys, I already have all of my vacations planned out for 2020. So I can already tell you where I'm going in 2020. Let me read the list. And I understand that some of these places aren't new countries, but they are new places that sound like countries. Okay, so I'll be going to Switzerland. I'll be going to Australia and New Zealand. I'll be going to Aruba for the first time, and Bonaire. And I always pronounce this one wrong. Curacao. I don't know why. Curacao. Hold on, guys. How do you pronounce Curacao. I'm going to Curacao. And I'll also be going to Tasmania. I'll be going to the Cayman Islands, which I've been to before. I'll be going to Paris, France, which I've been to before. And I'll also be going to Val d'Oran, France. And then also I wrote down as a goal to attend an Abraham-Hicks seminar in Asheville, which I'm making that happen. But at the time that I wrote it down, it was not a concrete plan, but now it is a concrete plan. So that is going down. And more personal goals, I would love to release 20 pounds. Now, I don't have a concrete plan of how I'm going to do this. And you guys know when you really don't have a concrete plan, you're really setting yourself up for failure. But one of the things I know is I'm going to embrace water more in my life this year. I'm going to give up sugary drinks. Not all sugary drinks. No. We still will be having wonderful coffees and wonderful teas, just not every day. But we won't be doing sodas. And we won't be doing Kool-Aid. I I don't do Kool-Aid, but if I did do Kool-Aid, we wouldn't be doing it. Juices, things like that. So we will be doing more water in place of those things. And I do need to figure out an exercise regimen that I can live with. Nothing's written down right now because I did not come up with a great plan that's going to really speak to my heart, that I really feel like I'm really going to do. But I do want to get back into yoga. I really do, because I'm naturally flexible. That's a gift. I want to keep my gift going. So I want to finish my novel, for real this time. Oh, I've been working on this novel for 1,000,039 years, and I really would like to have that sense of accomplishment by completing it. My plan for finishing this novel is by reclaiming my weekends. Normally, on my weekends, if I'm not doing this, and that, I go to work because I'm making up time. Well, my goal for this year is to not make up time. I will make up time during my work week, and whatever's not made up during my work week, I will have to just use vacation time and use my weekends for the other goals that I have, to include editing YouTube videos, and to include growing my businesses, and to include working on my novel. Now, I'm not going to say that is going to be the case every weekend, because there's just going to be some times where I just have to work on a weekend, and that is what it is. But like, for instance, this weekend right now, I was so tempted to go to work, and I had to tell myself, no girl, you're going to keep this weekend for you. And so on top of getting a lot of things done, I've edited like 7 videos already so far. And on top of that, I was able to give myself some good self-care, like by giving myself a facial and just doing some great exfoliating and giving myself just amazing care and amazing rest. I'm going to claim that for myself for the year of 2020. The last thing that I want to do is read 57 books. Ask me how many books I've read last year. Exactly. Maybe 2 or 3, but I'm going to jump from 2 or 3 to 57. And the funny thing about this is this. All right, I knew I was going to set this goal. I wrote this stuff down. Like, I've been thinking about this for months, right? So I wrote this down, but when I wrote it down, I said in my mind, I said, I want to read 57 books. And let me tell you why 57. Let me tell you why, first of all. The reason why I want to read 57 books is because I want to read all of the books on Oprah's book club list since the beginning of her book club. There are currently 82 books, but when I wrote this down, there were only 80 books. So out of the 80 books, 57 of them I haven't read. So that's why 57 books, okay? And then even when I wrote this down, I kind of went into this goal knowing I was going to fail. Why write a goal if you know you're going to fail? Why? Because sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to say, well, I said 57, but out of the 57, I read 25. That's still a success for me, because reading 57 books isn't on anybody's list that's going to make anybody a better human being at the end of the day, okay? I love supporting the arts, and plus, I just love how I feel when I read. As a creator, and as a writer, when I read the work of others, it actually inspires me and motivates me to want to do some more creating of my own. So that's how that goes right there. But like I said, I actually went in there like, okay, there's no way I can read 57 books. I don't have time. Then I was watching Kristen Alexis's video about her goals and things like that. And in her video, she was talking about how the average CEO reads 60 books a year. In my mind, I was like, yeah, right. Where they get the statistic from, right? And she said she thought the same thing. Yeah, right. Where they get the statistic from. So she went and she did some research on her own, and she actually found evidence that it was true. Like Forbes magazine, I believe, did a study on it. And plus, Bill Gates himself said that this is what he reads. And so in my mind, I was like, you know what? The average CEO has way more going on than I do. And if they're still able to get that many books in, what that tells me is that they are actually managing and mastering their time way better than I manage and master mine. So now, me reading 57 books this year is more so a nod toward me learning the fine art of banishing and mastering my time while still doing all of the other things that I want to do with my year. Oh, and so what you may have noticed is with all my goals, one thing you don't see here is my house goal. The goal to pay down my home more in the journey of paying it off. And that is because while it is still a goal of mine, it is not a priority of mine for 2020. So my money will be first going towards those things that I mentioned. And then as usual, the leftover money will then go toward my house goal of paying off my mortgage. So that's where we are with that. So that's what I have right now. Those are the 10 goals that I will achieve, to include magically losing 20 pounds in the year of 2020. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a member of our family, and leave a comment below and let me know. What I'm more interested in is, have any of you written down a goal that you would like to do, that you think would be nice to do, but you may not actually believe you can do it? Let's talk about that in the comments below. Let's talk about that. Until the next time, y'all. Peace.